pretty girl if he could take her hand. She became his wife and they bought a piece of land. Well, they raised up a family and they raised up the wood. They built their first cottage and it held like it should. Johnny told the pretty girl, darling, I love you so. She looked back at Johnny and said, Johnny boy, I know. And we all shine a light, little darling. We all want someone. We're all afraid of tomorrow just a little. We all dance circles around the sun till it's done. You're the one. Johnny went out one day with a shotgun by his side. His family, they didn't trust him to keep them all alive. He stumbled upon a black bear and knocked down his gun. Johnny couldn't reach it, so he fixed up to run. The bear caught up to Johnny, knocked him to the ground. Johnny thought of his little girl and he beat that bear down. Well, the moral of the story, if there's a woman by his side, there's nothing that a man won't do just to stay alive, stay alive. All shine a light, little darling. We all want someone. We're all afraid of tomorrow just a little. We all dance circles around the sun. And we all shine a light, little darling. We all want someone. We're all afraid of tomorrow just a little. We all dance circles around the sun till it's done. And you're the one.
Folks, if you can hear me, we are going to start the jackpot here in 10 minutes at 3:30 sharp. So if you're in the first split, you probably should be making your way to the marshalling area. Split number 2, be right behind them. We are going to start right at 3:30, which is 10 minutes from now. So if you're class 1, make your way up to the front of the ring here. Class number 1, if you can hear me, please come to the marshalling area. We're 5 minutes away from starting. Anybody that knows me, I hate being late. So at 3:30, Class 1 is walking in the ring. So Class 1, please make your way to the marshalling area. Class 2 should be right behind it. If you've made your way to the marshalling area with your calf, there is more ice cream that you can have. You have to go have your calf, and MNP is sponsoring, and there's still some ice cream left. So if you have it, go grab some ice cream. We're 2 minutes away from start of our 2025 Young Ranchman's All Breeds Livestock Show, Ladies of the Grasslands, and the Cattlemen's Classic Jackpot. I'll say it a few times today, but for everybody that's watching that probably doesn't realize, the winner of this Ladies of the Grasslands qualifies for the Western Elite during the Calgary Stampede next July. So the winner here will compete against all the other grand champions from their selected shows across Western Canada. It is quite an event with a lot of prizes, a lot of prize money, and a lot of prestige in winning that. So the winner of this will get to, or is qualified for the Western Elite in Calgary in July of 2026. How are we doing, marshals? We have everybody here for class number 1. Waiting for one. Reese Morrison, if you can hear me, run, 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 because we're waiting for you to start. Reese Morrison. Okay, Clint says we're good to go to start our Heifer Jackpot, our 2025 version. First in the ring, sponsored by JGL, split number 1. Entry number 100, Phoebe, born May 5th, exhibited by Colt Needham. You can sure tell it's their first outing. Following her, entry number 101, Reed's Anara 257N, born April 3rd, exhibited by the Taylor Reed. Next in, entry number 102, Merida, born March 18th, exhibited by Harley Chubb. Following her is entry number 103, Cream, born March 17th, exhibited by Cassie Chubb. Next in, with a string of white heifers, is entry number 104, FPC, Miss Naila 519N, born March 14th, exhibited by Reese Spence. And following her is entry number 105, FPC, Miss Millie 517N, born March 10th, exhibited by Laramie Greenwood. Next in is entry number 106, Poppy, born March 16th, exhibited by Reese Morrison. And rounding out the class is entry number 107, Blue Sky Neptune, JG25N, born March 4th, exhibited by Jacinta Goosen. Again, there will be 2 advancing out of this class in no particular order that will come back to our champion drive. Again, this is split number 1, and our sponsor for the Ladies of the Grassland Jackpot Heifer Show is JGL Partners in Agriculture. Again, thanks to JGL. Our 2025 Jackpot Judge, and he will be doing our showmanship tomorrow also, is John Hogberg. John was born and raised in Langenburg, Saskatchewan. He grew up in the seed stock industry his whole life, being a 4th-generation farmer involved in the Hereford and Black Angus breeds. He and his parents own and operate Bar H Land and Cattle. They have an annual bull sale each spring and market their program by exhibiting livestock at major shows across Canada and the United States. John grew up being involved in Saskatchewan 4-H as well. He attended Butler Community College in El Dorado, Kansas, where he obtained his associate's degree in animal science and was a member of the livestock judging team. The team was recognized as national champions and the team of the year for the 2020-2021 judging season. John then went on to attend Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, Oklahoma, where he received his bachelor's degree in animal science with a business option. While going to school in the United States, John worked for some of the top show cattle operations throughout the country as well. Let's give a big round of applause for John for coming down and judging the jackpot and again the showmanship tomorrow morning. Thanks, John. Our photographer for the weekend is Golden Thread Sarah Hassan. All the pictures will be put up on her website and Facebook, I believe. And the photos are sponsored by Trow Nutrition. So Trow has sponsored all the photography for the weekend, and Golden Thread Sarah Hassan will be taking photos all weekend. And she will get them put up on her website, and I'm assuming Facebook. Is that right, Sarah? Correct. Please go check them out. Get some great candid shots, some great backdrop photos. She's phenomenal at what she does, and please take them with pride after she gets them posted. Again, thanks to Trow Nutrition for that sponsorship.
Thing that lovers do, knowing when to win and when to lose.
For comments on our first split in the first class of the ladies of the grassland by our judge.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and just wanted to say it's a real honor and a pleasure to be here working with all these kids and the cattle here today and tomorrow, and really looking forward to an exciting couple of days here. Not going to spend much more time on the introductions, just going to dive right into this first class of heifer calves, and I feel like we kind of pulled out two that surfaced up to the top in my mind. They're polar opposites in terms of each other. We have one that's really cool and extended, neckties high on the top side of that shoulder blade. Gives you a really, really neat look from the side in terms of balance and angles and structure, so on and so forth. And then we have this white heifer calf of the young ladies who's just really explosive and maternal in terms of that center rib cage, outward spring of rib and depth of body. Balances up really nice and just really gives you a good brood cow prospect look. Those two just kind of surfaced up in terms of quality. And then the rest of the heifer calves that are here behind me, just a really good, practical, and useful group in their own right. Just need to amp them up in a few areas to be able to run with these two that are going to come back out and represent this particular class. But let's give these fantastic exhibitors a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Advancing in no particular order out of split number 1 is entry number 101, Reed's Anara 257N, exhibited by Taylor Reed. Also advancing is entry number 104, FPC Miss Naila 519N, exhibited by Reese Spence. Them two will be coming back for our champion drive at the conclusion of our classes. Coming in, split number 2. First in, entry number 108, Sunshine, born February 26th, exhibited by Grady Granum. Next in, entry number 109, Lacey, also born February 26th, exhibited by Court Simpson. Following her, entry number 110, Millie, born February 26th, exhibited by Reese Erdman. Next in, entry number 111, Riverfront Beauty, 579N, born February 23rd, exhibited by Greeley Robertson / Reed Howell. Next in, entry number 112, Red Clear Choctaw Miss 72N, born February 22nd, exhibited by Peyton Allen. Following her, entry number 113, Black Hills Hold My Hair, 22N, born February 17th, exhibited by Katie Kolonowski. 114, Ruby, born February 16th, exhibited by Hayden Claremont. And rounding out the class is entry number 115, Little Miss, born February 16th, exhibited by Gibson Granum. We have an age break from February 16th to February 26th, 10 days. Our ring help for the day, Corrine Gibson, which I think she's probably been helping since the very first Young Ranchmans. Jade Sibbald, been here awfully close to the start, and also Emma Lees. Thanks to our great ring help for the day. If you get a chance to thank the committee members, I'm going to list them. When you see them, give them a big thank you. They've gathered all the sponsorship that you're seeing around the outside of the ring, put this on. This show has been going on for a lot of years. It's still one of the best, in my opinion. I might be biased. I think it's the best outdoor show that we've go to all year. That's partly why we are back here, even though we don't even have kids showing this year. I can't leave it. I love this show. And so our committee for this show is Callie and Tyson Hertz, Susie and Clint Smith, Lauren and Jim Bust, and Nikki Henderson. Can we give them a big round of applause? They put in a lot of hours to make this happen. There are so many sponsors that you can see listed. We've got them banners around the whole outside of the ring here. Take a good look at them. When you see any of them and you're having a chat, thank them for their sponsorship for this show, because without that, these juniors can't do what they're doing here today and tomorrow. So a big round of applause to all our sponsors. Thank you, guys. So I just got to make a correction here. I've been told by a parent that entry number 101, the name is Reed's Anara, exhibited by Taylor Reed.
Diving in here into the second split of heifer calves, I feel like we got two that kind of come to the top just on their structural integrity alone, and more specifically just skeleton and feet and legs when they're set into motion, and including when they're standing still, just reading angles in terms of shoulder down into their knee and their hip and hock and hind leg and pastern set and all of that kind of stuff. I feel like these two can get around the ring pretty easily. They're fluent and pliable off either ends of their skeleton. This young man in the cowboy hat has a heifer calf that gives you a really awesome look from the side in terms of balance and just completeness. Love that levelness of spine and the way she transitions in through that from her hooks to her pins all the way down into her stifle, down into that appropriate angle in her hock and her hind leg. Just the heifer that's going to come out with her probably has the upper hand in terms of rib shape and rib cage when you get in behind her. I love this young lady's heifer calf when you're studying her from behind, looking down her top. She just has really bold sprung rib shape through the center portion of that skeleton. Love the stoutness. Love how she sets down real easy on that rear pastern. Just really two solid heifer calves that are going to come back and represent this class. The remaining heifer calves just need to step them up a little bit in terms of structure, like this young man's dark red calf. Love that one standing still. Just like to loosen and free her up off either ends of her skeleton, see her reach and just be a little more free off either end. Same goes for the next couple heifer calves here. Just need to free them up and maybe soften them up in areas and give them a shot more attractiveness in terms of makeup on a select few. But really strong class. Really like those two that are coming out. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge. Advancing, again in no particular order, coming back for a champion drive is entry number 110, Millie, exhibited by Reese Erdman. And entry number 111, Riverfront Beauty, 579N, exhibited by Greeley Robertson. Them two will be vying for our grand champion ladies of the grasslands in the champion drive at the end of this show. Moving into split number 3. Split number 3. First in, entry number 116, Red Living Skies Larkaba 507N, born February 15th, exhibited by Diego Moore. Following her is entry number 117, Riverfront Beauty 559N, born February 11th, exhibited by Dryden Robertson. Next in, entry number 118, Red Clear Goldie 56N, exhibited by Reese Allen, born February 11th. Next in is entry number 119, Moorhaven Rita 11N, born February 11th, exhibited by Curtis Hewitt. Following her is entry number 120, APH 8847J 532C, Miss Cabaret 2N, born February 10th, exhibited by Summer Arthur. Next in is entry number 121, Brooking Scream 5179, born February 6th, exhibited by Kiefer Morrison. Next in's entry number 122, Periwinkle, born February 5th, exhibited by Chloe Dare. And rounding out the class, entry number 123, KLR Salad 9N, born February 4th, exhibited by Chloe Wagner. We go from February 4th to February 15th in split number 3.
really stout set of heifer calves here in this particular class, and I feel like we got two that kind of mirror each other in terms of their qualities and the traits that they have. Really love these two when they're on the standstill, when you step back off of them from the side. Both really give you a balanced, good look of quality. Just some minor differences between the two. I think this baldy heifer calf of this young man up front here, I'd probably just like to readjust the angle of her back leg, maybe straighten her up a little bit in terms of her hock, but I think she uses it in an appropriate manner, very flexible, can reach off either ends of her skeleton. One that when he gets her parked and she really picks her head up and gives you a good look from the side, she shows off the refinement that she does have and the attractiveness up and through that skull and that neck, down the top side of her neck, just balances up really well from the side. And then the young lady that's going to follow in behind him to come back out to the grand drive, one that really mirrors that one in terms of balance and completeness and just quality. When you're studying her from the side, if we were just to change one thing about her, I'd probably like to give her a little bit of a different skull shape on that one. Give her a shot more femininity in that head. Just kind of gets a little too dish-skulled for me, but I'm willing to look past that with the way her neck sets on her shoulder, the refinement, the way her chest sits tucked up into her, lower body balance, and just stoutness at the ground. Really like these two that are going to come back out and represent the class. And then from all the way from this Hereford heifer up to the Red Angus heifer, there's tons of quality in the rest of these females. This young man that has the blaze face heifer is really just overwhelming in terms of body and mass and stoutness and width. Just like to maybe give her a shot more attractiveness up and through that front end, clean her up underneath in that jawline, and maybe tuck her up a little bit in that chest and push it back into her just a touch when comparing her to those two that are coming out. And but one that's really overwhelming and bold and impressive in those regards from the shoulders back. Another one that I really would like to talk about is this Hereford heifer, the young ladies. One that on the standstill is refined and really attractive and feminine from the shoulders forward. Love that one's balance and angles and lines, cleanliness of lines, and specifically speaking when she's on the standstill. It's just when she gets out and starts going into motion, I'd like to loosen her up a little bit in terms of her structure, relax that angle to her shoulders here, get out and reach with a little more proudness and freeness out of that front end, and set down a little softer in her rear skeleton. But all in all, really high quality class of heifer calves. Let's give those juniors a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge Hogberg. Advancing in no particular order is entry number 119, Moorhaven Rita 11N, exhibited by Curtis Hewitt. Also advancing is entry number 120, APH 847J 532C Miss Cabaret 2N, exhibited by Summer Arthur. They will be advancing to our championship drive right after we're done the show. Moving into split number 4. Entry number 124, Flying W Miss Black Licorice 62N, exhibited by Paisley Wolkowski. Next in is entry number 125, Redrich Classified 1N, born February 3rd, exhibited by Lexi Dietrich. Following her is entry number 126, Freiburn Blackbird 22N, born February 1st, exhibited by Jordan Fry. 127, Sally, born January 29th, exhibited by Caitlin Rutten. Next in is entry number 128, Shadadigan JBL Gold Princess 126N, born January 26th, exhibited by Sage Buchanan. Following her is entry 129, Red CS Lola 11N, born January 22nd, exhibited by Shelton Grabler. Following her is entry 130, McMahon Duchess 614N, born January 22nd, exhibited by Autumn Wilkie. And rounding out the class is entry number 131, RBP Miss Caliber 6N, born January 19th, exhibited by Rebecca Porter. This split number 4 is January 19th to February 3rd calves. I haven't announced it yet, but they are vying for quite a prize tonight. The grand champion will receive some prizes and a check for $2,640 and advancing to the Western Classic in Calgary in July of 2026. Reserve overall, will receive a check for $1,760. And I was corrected. The reserve also qualifies for the Western Elite Classic in Calgary during the Calgary Stampede in July of 2026. So Grand and Reserve both qualify. $2,640 to Grand, $1,760 to Reserve. Again, thanks to JGL and our sponsors for the on the weekend. If there's anything anybody's needing and need a committee member, Susie would be glad to help you. She's well rested. The other crew members have been working all afternoon, but Susie caught a good nap. So if you need anything, Susie Smith is behind the announcer stand, and she'll be glad to assist you. She's fresh. Her legs are ready to roll. We have DLMS broadcasting the show all weekend. A big round of applause, DLMS. I know that there's times that we can't be at shows. I really enjoy logging in, using this feed. It is a phenomenal feed, so if anybody is ever not able to attend, log into DLMS, and their feed is phenomenal. It really shows you what's going on. It gives these kids a really good spotlight. Again, to everybody on DLMS, like Bill Dietrich, thanks for tuning in. Couple people I haven't recognized yet is our marshals in the back. We got Clint Smith and Mark Forsyth. I don't know if anybody else is helping them, but them two have been so far marshaling the first few classes. So, again, thanks to them for helping marshal and keep everything on time. Following the ladies of the Grasslands, we will have the Cattlemen's Classic Jackpot Steer Show. And here's our comments from our judge on split number 4.
Really interesting class with a lot of gives and takes and differences. And if you wanted to swap a couple out from the ones that I selected, I'll sit there and listen to you all day because I think you can justify with a couple different heifers in this particular class. Just landed on these two of the young ladies standing in front of me. The oldest heifer in the class is one that's just really high performing. Big outline, long-bodied kind of a female, productive center body with a maternal sweep to her center rib cage that I really like. And if I could nitpick on her just a little bit, I'd like to push that chest back into her just a touch and maybe pick it up a little bit. But one that I really love, the maternalness and the rib cage and the way that she's holding up in terms of her structure. I think she's getting out of her front end good enough for me today. Really like her hip and hind leg posture when she's on the standstill, and she's real flexible when you study her there from there down at the ground. Just one that's really solid to come out here and come back into the grand drive. And now the young lady that's standing in behind her is one that I just kind of feel like is one that doesn't overwhelm you in any regard, but is one that's really hard to pick a hole in, and she doesn't really hurt this young lady in terms of her chances in this particular class in any which way. Just really balanced and complete from the side. Really like that one structure and the way that she gets out and moves when she's in motion. Flexible and angles all read good to me. Like I said, just one that's really hard to just pick a major hole in, and that's what kind of gets her to come back out here, to come back out into the grand drive. And there was one, the young lady standing way up front, one that I really like in terms of her balance and her look from the side. Love the extension she has coming out of her front end, the way she progresses back into her center body from the side when you're studying her, the way she has that swoop to her center rib cage. Love the stoutness at the ground. Just like to see that one be a little freer and maybe get out and reach with a little more power and presence in terms of her flexibility and being pliable down low at the ground. But one that I really could have swapped around. Just like to see that one to get out of her front end and reach out with a little more flex and drive here out in this particular class. But all in all, really high quality class of heifers. Let's give these young kids a round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge Hoberg. Advancing in no particular order, entry number 128, Shedanigan GBL Gold Princess 126N, exhibited by Sage Buchanan. Also advancing is entry number 131, RBP Miss Caliber 6N, exhibited by Rebecca Porter. Again, I'd like to thank my assistant, Miss Susie Smith, here with the shade. Thank you, Susie. I take back everything I've said. Split number 5. I'm a little prima donna, I think, here by the looks of it. Yeah. Hope the wind doesn't pick up. Mary Poppins is going to blow away. Split number 5 entering the ring. Entry number 132, City View Black Betty 538N, born January 18th, exhibited by Addison Barnett. Following her is entry number 133, McMahon Priceless 608N, born January 18th, exhibited by Chevy Machette. Next in, entry number 134, Red Coburn Cora 5002, born January 17th, exhibited by Wyatt Coburn. Following her, entry number 135, Hidden Lake Nancy 13N, on January 17th, exhibited by Paisley Barron. 136 is a scratch. 136 is a scratch. Next in is entry number 137, Flying W, Miss Holiday 22N, born January 14th, exhibited by Porter Wolakowski. Following her is entry number 138, Grant's Miss Princess 6N, born January 14th, exhibited by Toby Grant. And rounding out split number 5 is entry number 139, Dusty Hollow Pride 503N, born January 14th, exhibited by Ryan Finkel. This class is from the January 14th to January 18th. We have a 4-day age break in split number 5.
Another really high-quality class here. I'm going to land with this red heifer and the blaze-face baldy heifer here in this group. The red heifer is one that I can just really appreciate her center body, her rib shape, and the maternal qualities that she has out here in this particular class. Really appreciate her hip and hind leg posture, levelness of spine and skeleton when she's on the standstill. Just like to maybe loosen that one up a little bit up high in terms of her top line. See that spine just settle down, just a nickel in her. But I really, like I said, really love the maternal qualities and the fundamentals that one has in terms of longevity and future going on down the road once she gets into production. I think that one will make a fantastic cow for that young man. Now the Baldy Blaze that's going to come here next is one that I can really appreciate in terms of look and quality, completeness and just balance from the side. One that has an attractive look from the shoulder forward. Love that neck set and the refinement and tidiness on the top side and the underside of that one's neck. Just the balance of center skeleton. The way that one progresses back into that rear flank is something that I can really get behind. Just like to see that one track just a bit more inside of her skeleton when you're studying her, when she's on the move. Just like has a tendency to just pull her hocks in just a nickel and kind of kick outside of herself. But outside that one, I really like the look and the quality that one has when on the standstill for sure. Excited to see those two come back. Then the remaining heifers in the lineup are all ones that have quality in their own right. They're practical and useful in their type and kind, and I'd be definitely excited to see these ones as they mature and grow on down the road. So let's give all these exhibitors a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge. And advancing, again in no particular order, entry number 132, City View Black Betty 538N, exhibited by Addison Barnett. Also advancing is entry number 134, Red Coburn Cora 5002, exhibited by Lexi Coburn. Them two will be coming back for a champion drive. Moving in to split number 6. We have 7 splits. So if you were a class winner, please make your way to the marshalling area. We will be marshalling our champion drive as soon as we're done split number 7. Moving into split number 6. First in, entry number 140, Brooking Rose 5077, born January 13th, exhibited by Cordell Morrison. Following her, entry number 141, KCH Soda Crush 508N, born January 11th, exhibited by Katie Heinsberg. Next in is entry number 142, BRL Heather 511N, born January 10th, exhibited by Bennett Blanchett. Next in is entry number 143, BJ's 315 Jilt 530, born January 9th, exhibited by Logan Sherlink. Next in is entry number 144, Riverfront Tibby 503N, born January 8th, exhibited by Bob Robertson. Following her is entry number 145, Twin Creek Calnus 1N, born January 7th, exhibited by Kaylin Bartle. And rounding out split number 6 is entry number 146, DTH Tula 5212, born January 6th, exhibited by Tristan Tober. Age break in split number 6 is January 6th to January 13th. Again, our Ladies of the Grassland is sponsored by JGL. Let's give them a big round of applause. They're the major sponsor on Ladies of the Grassland. For people that have joined me late, I'm just going to read the bio again on our judge for today. John Hogberg was born and raised in Langeberg, Saskatchewan. He grew up in the seed stock industry his whole life while being a fourth-generation farmer involved in the Hereford and Black Angus breeds. He and his parents own and operate Bar H Land and Cattle. They have an annual bull sale each spring and market their program by exhibiting livestock at major shows across Canada and the United States. John grew up being involved in Saskatchewan 4-H. He attended Butler Community College in El Dorado, Kansas, where he obtained his associate's degree in animal science and was a member of the livestock judging team. The team was recognized as national champions and the team of the year for the 2020-2021 judging season. John then went on to attend Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, Oklahoma, where he received his bachelor's degree in animal science with a business option. While going to school in the United States, John worked for some of the top show cattle operations throughout the country as well. Let's give a big round of applause to our judge for today, for the jackpot and the showmanship for tomorrow. Also, if you've missed, and we'll be announcing it lots of times tomorrow, is our photography for the weekend is Golden Thread, Sarah Hassan, and all the pictures will be posted on our website and Facebook, and the photos are sponsored by Trow Nutrition. So please take advantage of this. This is a great sponsorship. Take some good candid shots. She'll have some phenomenal backdrop shots later. And my favorite are always the candid in the ring. So thanks to Sarah for coming out doing this, and thanks to Trow for sponsoring it. As soon as the heifer comes up, our comments on split number 6.
Another really outstanding class of heifer calves here in Class 6, and these two kind of surface to the top just in terms of fundamentals and functionality when looking at them, and just in terms of their structure and their skeletons, balance, and just overall completeness once you get on top of them and when you step off from afar. The young man's heifer calf that's standing up in front here is one that really gives you an awesome look of quality from the side. Really love how that neck sets on the top side of that shoulder, the way she progresses back into her really explosive and bold rib cage, not only from the side in terms of maternal sweep, but outward spring of rib when you get in behind her and study her up close. One that I can really get behind down at the ground in terms of their angles and the way that she uses her running gear when she's getting around the ring. She is the oldest heifer in the class, but she's also the biggest outlined and the biggest frame female out here. One that's just really impressive in that regard. And then the young man that's going to follow in behind was one that I kind of wondered if she had enough jam to her and enough muscle and center body. But once you got up on top of her, I didn't have any question about it. She definitely has enough. Love that one's look from the side, well-balanced look of quality. Love the way she uses her shoulder and her front legs as well as her hip and her hind leg when she gets out in motion. Just one I'd like to maybe amp up in terms of her stoutness down low at the ground to match that width and that power that she has up high. But that's nothing to take away from that heifer as well. Just a really exciting pair that's going to come back out here shortly for the grand drive. There's a couple heifers in here too that are there's no shortage on quality. The young lady that's coming around here with this blaze face semi heifer is one that I can really get behind in terms of her rib shape and her volume and center body capacity. Just need to tidy that one up, freshen her up, and give her a shot more femininity from the shoulders forward. Love the squareness and the stoutness that female has without a question. Just like to amp her up aesthetically in terms of her makeup to be able to run with those two that are going to come out. Then the white female of the young man's in the cowboy hat is one that I really like from the side. Love the extension, love the look of quality and just the balance that she has from the side. It's when you step in behind her, just like to amp her up and see her facilitate a little more shape and softness right in behind that shoulder, as well as her upper rib cage, just to see that heifer just blend a lot smoother when you get in behind her and on a 3/4 view. But really, really high quality class. Excited about those two that are coming back. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge. And advancing at a split number 6, again in no particular order, is entry number 140, Brooking Rose, 5077, exhibited by Cordell Morrison. Also advancing is entry number 146, DTH, Tula, 5212, exhibited by Tristan Tober. Moving into our final split in Ladies of the Grasslands, split number 7. First in, entry number 148, DTH Sheila 5156, born January 5th, exhibited by Rachel Tober. Following her, entry 149, MJP Miss Caliber ET1N, born January 3rd, exhibited by Tyson Porter. Next in is entry number 150, DTH Overtime 5007, born January 3rd, exhibited by Dane Tober. Next in is entry number 151, BRL Annabella 505N, born January 2nd, exhibited by Briar Blanchett. Next in is entry 152, DRB Brighton Classy 1N, born January 2nd, exhibited by Bryden Flaidland. Following her is entry number 153, SVY Elsa 501N, born January 1st, exhibited by Katie Kolonowski. And rounding out the class is entry number 154, CMS Sage 502N, born January 1st, exhibited by Colt Needham. This age split is January 1st to January 5th. Thanks to our ring help, Miss Jade Sibbald, for helping out the juniors there with that lost heifer. Again, when we come back into our champion drive, which is next, they're vying for $2,640 for grand, $1,760 for reserve, spots in the Western Elite during the Calgary Stampede, July 2026, and other prizes. If you were advanced out of any of the class splits, you should be in the marshalling area right now. We are going to roll into the champion drive. As soon as this one is picked and we find who advances, we will be moving into our champion drive. So if you advanced, please be in the marshalling area. Good job, Colt. Looks like we're ready for our comments on our final split number 7 from
Another really high quality class of heifer calves here. This is our last class of the day. Landed on these two that are standing in front of me. The white female that the young lady has is one that just really gets around and moves quite well, is flexible off either ends of her skeleton. Love how she uses her running gear down low at the ground when she's set into motion. Just really soft-centered as well. Love how deep she is in through that center portion of her skeleton and carries that depth and softness in through her rear rib and flank. One that once she stops on the standstill, I really like how when she gets that female's head picked up in her. She does have a tendency just to dog a little bit in terms of her front end when she's set into motion, but I just think that's maybe an attribute to calmness and laziness. I don't see her shoulder angle or any skeletal problems in that regard. Just a really solid female that balances up and gives you a complete look from the side. Like that one a lot. The red female that's going to come in behind her and come back into the grand drive is one that I can really appreciate in terms of a balance and completeness standpoint, in terms of fundamentals and structure and just all the functionality aspects that I like in cattle. Really like how she's attached that neck onto her shoulder. Love the angle of that shoulder and how relaxed she is in terms of the set to her knee. The softness and their lower body balance and progression all the way from her chest and through her forerib to her midrib and rear rib and flank is something that I really like. One I'd maybe like just to amp up in terms of her upper rib cage when she get on top of her from behind, but one that doesn't take away from the quality that she does have as well. Just one that's really square made and stout made when you're studying her from her hips down and to her pins and all the way down to the ground. One that's just really solid and does a lot of good for me as well. Then up and down the line here, there are females that are really big outlined. Love the length of spine and the levelness of spine in a lot of these females. This white heifer that the young lady has, love the femininity and attractiveness and youthfulness she has from the shoulders forward. Just some skeletal changes we need to make and smoothing her up in terms of her line, set that tail head down a little bit and see her just be a little more comfortable in terms of her pasterns when she's set into motion, but one that I really like in terms of her youthfulness when you're studying her from the shoulders forward. And I feel like we should give this young man in the cowboy hat a big round of applause for being a trooper. His heifer wasn't acting the greatest out here, but he's still out here and doing it. So big round of applause for him and the rest of the exhibitors. So let's. Thank you.
And advancing out of split number 7, our final split is entry number 150, DTH Overtime 5007, exhibited by Dane Tober. Also advancing out of split 7 is entry number 153, SVY Elsa 501N, exhibited by Katie Kolonowski. Now, we'll let them get settled back over here. We're going to come in no particular order, 14 heifers vying for our grand champion at Ladies of the Grassland 2025 edition. Again, sponsored by JGL Partners in Agriculture. Again, our ring helper just getting directions how the judge wants the class set up and going to give notes, and then we are walking in here right shortly. First in, advancing out of split number 1 was 101, Reed's Anara Hafford 257N, exhibited by Taylor Reed. Following her is entry number 104, FPC Miss Naila 519N, exhibited by Reese Spence. Advancing out of split number 2, entry number 110, Millie, born February 26th, exhibited by Reese Erdman. Also advancing out of split number 2 was entry number 111, Riverfront Beauty 579N, exhibited by Greeley Robertson. Out of split number 3, entry number 119, Moorhaven Rita 11N, exhibited by Curtis Hewitt, born February 11th. Also advancing out of split number 3 was entry number 120, APH 847J 532C, Miss Cabaret 2N, born February 10th, exhibited by Summer Arthur. Out of split number 4, advancing was entry number 128, Shadanigan GBL Gold Princess 126N, born January 26th, exhibited by Sage Buchanan. Following her, out of split number 4 is entry number 131, RBP Miss Caliber 6N, exhibited by Rebecca Porter, born January 19th. Out of split number 5 advancing was entry number 132. Better wait. Get a little ahead of myself. I'm good. Split number 5, entry number 132, City View Black Betty 538N, born January 18th, exhibited by Addison Barnett. Also advancing out of split number 5 was entry number 134, Red Coburn Cora 5002, born January 17th, exhibited by Lexi Coburn. Out of split number 6, advancing was entry number 140, Brooking Rose 5077, born January 13th, exhibited by Cordell Morrison. And entry number 146, DTH Tula 5212, born January 6th, exhibited by Tristan Tober. And out of her final split, split number 7, is entry number 150, DTH Overtime 5007, born January 3rd, exhibited by Dane Tober. And rounding it out in our champion drive is entry number 153, SVY Elsa 501N, born January 1st, exhibited by Katie Kolonowski. That is our 14 heifers vying for our grand champion Ladies of the Grassland, which will receive $2,640 and some prizes. For grand, reserve will receive $1,760 and prizes, plus the invitation to the Western Elite Calgary Stampede Heifer Show, July 2026. Let's give these exhibitors a big round of applause. Big round of applause to our ring help, Corrine Gibson, Jade Sibbald, Emma Lees, and our great marshals, Mark Forsyth and Clint Smith. Lady Poppins left me, so now I don't know what I'm going to do with the sun, but she'll be back. As soon as we've slapped our Grand Reserve, they will go to the backdrop, get their backdrop photos, and then we'll move right in to our jackpot, our steer jackpot. barn, boss? I was told you were.
The best thing and the worst thing happened today. She moved on with another guy and got engaged. And now my heart's set free from its cage, but it stings like hell on the way out. The best thing and the worst thing happened today. I'm moving on. Driving 99 down the 405. Windows down and blaring third eye blind. Because I've never been so alone, and I've never been so alive. Driving 99 down the 405. Yeah, I'm moving best thing and the worst thing happened today. I'm moving on. I'm moving
Don't swat him.
Every day brings new light to help us on our way. Always taking my breath, whether sun or rain. The wind will carry us over that horizon we see. It's getting closer. This is why we live. For moments like this. This is why we live. For moments like this, yeah.
If anybody would like a supper ticket for tonight, go see one of the committee members. I think there's still some tickets left if you'd like some supper. It's going to be right after the steer show is over. They're going to have supper over at the food tent, the food trailer. So if you'd like to stay for supper, sneak over there, grab a ticket, and enjoy the meal that's prepared. If you're interested in a ticket and you don't have one yet, go see Jim Bust. He's got some tickets left to sell for the supper tonight. So if you need one, go see Jim Bust. Looks like we're ready for comments on our champion drive.
Let's give all these exhibitors that are out here and in the ones that were back in the barns too a big round of applause. It's been an outstanding 7 classes in this heifer show. Quality from top to bottom, and really was no easy task from the first class that came into the ring all the way to the very last one. These kids are definitely bringing out their A game, and it's awesome to see. Really had a fun and enjoyable time sorting through all these. I feel like as we go through each class, there was something for everybody without a doubt in terms of just functionality and what your own particular goals are in terms of your operation or your goal or your breeding goals at home. Definitely quality in all of them without a doubt. Just like to give out a few thank yous. I know we got steers left, but thanks to like to give a big round of applause to all the sponsors that are included in this show to make it possible, and all the awesome prizes and the winnings that these kids have the opportunity to go after. The ring help and the committee and everybody that's involved too in putting on such a fantastic show. Like I said, I know we got steers left, but I just wanted to make sure that these people are recognized. The committee members, the ring help photographers. I mean, this has always been such a top-notch show from the time that it first started, and it was one that I always looked forward to when I was a junior and I was coming here when I was these guys' age. And to be able to come back and judge these heifer calves and these steers is just such an honor and a privilege, and I appreciate the opportunity. Before I go out, and I kind of got my mind made up of what I want to do, but I'm not sure if the crowd's going to be bigger or smaller when the steers come in. Just wanted to recognize, I'm sure my parents are watching at home too. I'd like to give them a big thank you for them to be able to hold down the fort. I know I probably take off a little more often than what I should at times, but without them, I don't think I'd be able to do a lot of the things that I'm able to within this industry and all the people that I'm able to meet and go around and travel with. And lastly, I'd just like to recognize and give thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, I don't think I'd be anywhere where I am at such a young age. And I wanted just to be able to recognize him while we had a pretty big crowd here around the ring, and just to be able to have a Lord in my life that has done so many amazing things and awesome things is something that I can't even grasp. And if you don't know him, I hope that someday you do get to know him, because he's doing a lot of good in your life regardless if you know it or not. So just like to give thanks to him and everything that he's done for me and all of you guys as well, whether you know it or not. But without further ado, I think I'm going to go out and show you the 2 that I like. I got my mind made up. Been a really awesome heifer show from top to bottom. One more big round of applause before we dive into the steer show.
While he's going out there and selecting, let's give a big round of applause to our judge for the day. What a heck of a set of heifers he got to sort through. On a split number 6, our grand champion 2025 Ladies of the Grassland Show is entry number 140, Brooking Rose, 5077, Cordell Morrison. Congratulations, Cordell. And our reserve grand champion, out of also the same split, out of split number 6, entry number 146, DTH Tula, 5212, exhibited by Tristan Tober. Let's give these 2 exhibitors a heck of a round of applause, and every other exhibitor out here in the Grand Champion Drive. Congratulations, juniors. We're just going to go have a 5-minute picture break to the backdrop, and then as soon as that is done, we will start with our steer show. So steers, please make your way up here to the marshalling area, and as soon as this is over, we will be going into our steer show. Again, our photographer on the day is the very talented Sarah Hassan from Golden Thread. She will be at the backdrop taking photos.
Running down Thompson Ridge in old blue jeans. A triple backflip off a
Tuesday.
tire swing. Broken arm and trophy scars. Oh, that's one hell of a way to win a heart. It might kill him before we're done. At least it keeps us young. Young like summer nights, dancing around in circles, bathing in the moonlight. Young when you fall so fast, busy being 17 and hoping this love lasts. It might kill us before we're done. Love keeps us young. He was smoking those cigarettes down by the dock and racing my dad's Corvette against the clock. A 1950 classic red. That slow Patron buzz in our head. It might kill me before we're done. At least it keeps us young. Young like summer nights, dancing around in circles, bathing in the moonlight. Young when you fall so fast, busy being 23 and hoping this love lasts. It might kill us before we're done. Love keeps us young. Open arms, falling hard, can't keep up with this pace for long. I know I'll still want you when you're gone and beyond. Young like summer nights, dancing around in circles, bathing in the moonlight. Young when you fall so fast, living like we're 17 and hoping this love lasts. It might kill us before we're done. It might kill us before we're done. Love keeps us young.
You'll never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't
Okay, we're ready. So welcome to our 2025 edition of the Cattlemen's Classic Jackpot Steer Calf Show, sponsored by the Cattlemen's Classic Golf Course in Swift Current, or Golf in Swift Current. Out of split number 1, we're going to do it just like we did in the Heifer Jackpot. There's going to be 2 advancing in no particular order. We got 2 splits of steers today. Out of split number 1, entry number 200, Rambo. Born March 29th, exhibited by Crew Wilgenbush. Good job, buddy. Youngest exhibitor in 2025 Young Ranchmans. And I think, that family's the first time exhibiting here, so thanks for coming. Moving on to split number 201, Tom, born March 3rd, exhibited by Court Simpson. Following him is entry 203, Jerry, born March 1st, Paisley Wilkowski. Next in is entry number 204, Ferdinand, born March 1st, exhibited by Laramie Greenwood. Next in is entry number 205, Sammy, exhibited by Caitlin Rutten. And rounding out the class is entry number 206, Midnight, born February 24th, exhibited by Blake Fisk. Again, this is split number 1. They will advance in no particular order, the top 2.
Treated me unfair, and I awoke to the sunrise. Remembered an awful dream of lightning and thunder, and hearing someone scream. Trouble finds you and worry, it sticks around to your day. Once you found a little darling, and she takes over your head. Started that story, I forgot that this is a live recording, so now we can't use this song either. But she's going to hear it eventually. So they can just mess it up now if they want. They can do whatever they want. those thoughts they don't end. Set me back up. Up to that mountain again. Trouble finds you and worry. It sticks around to your day. Once you found a little darling, she takes over your head. Trouble finds you and worries. It sticks around to your day. Once you found a little darling, and she takes over your head. She will. To see your golden smile, feel of 1,000 kisses. Oh, please stay a while. I'll reach up to hold your sunlit face. Feels like a handful of silk now. I'm in your warm embrace. Oh, I hope this feeling lasts till the oceans turn to glass and the world around us turns and fades to black. Together
Here's our comments from our judge in our first split of prospect steers.
this feeling moves me every single day. I'm captured by your charm.
Really, really high quality set of steers to lead off in this show. And this Charolais colored calf that's going to come out here that's standing in front of me is one that's just really solid and complete in terms of skeleton and feet and legs, and has enough muscle for me. Would I like to amp him up in terms of his muscle expression down low and through that lower quarter and that stifle? Yeah, absolutely. But I think he has a lot of other market fundamentals that'll be fun to see progress and grow as he matures and this young man goes on to show him as he gets older. One that's got some stoutness down low at the ground and matches it up high. Has a foundation set that seems to me that he'll be able to feed out pretty well for that young man. But a really, really nice steer there that's highly presented to come out here in this to start off in this first class. And then the young lady that has the black calf that was giving her a little bit of a tough time. Really one that hit me hard in terms of the way that neck shoots out of the top side of that shoulder. He's just really arrogant and proud and cocky about how he walks around here in this ring. Love that one's foundation, the way it's set, cracked open down low at the ground. Really has a lot of room to go in terms of growth and maturity as well. I think once that one feeds up and fills out, will be awfully tough down the road. Like I said, that one's got the foundation laid to have a bright future down the road in my mind, with tons of cool pieces to boot along with it. But really two high quality steer calves to come out here and start off this show. So let's give these exhibitors a round of applause. Thank you.
Advancing out of split number 1 is entry number 205, Sammy, exhibited by Caitlin Rutten. Caitlin, you sure changed since the last time I've seen you. Also advancing is entry number 206, Midnight, exhibited by Blake Fisk. They will be coming back in for our champion prospect steer show right after the next split. Our overall champion will receive $690, and our reserve champion will receive $460. One thing I said, there's supper right after. Might not be quite right after. At 5:30, it'll be ready. We went through the show a little bit quicker than we anticipated. Good job, Judge. So it's only going to be about 10 minutes after. And then supper will be ready at 5:30 at the trailer. All right, split number 2. First in, split number 2 is entry number 207, Lil Smoke, born February 19th, exhibited by Rebecca Porter. Following her is entry number 208, Garth Brooks, born February 10th, exhibited by Avery Greenwood. Next in, entry number 209, Upchuck, born February 1st, exhibited by Katie Kolonowski. Following her is entry number 210, Poncho, born January 26th, exhibited by Tyson Porter. Next in is entry number 211, Easy Dan, born January 21st, also exhibited by Katie Kolonowski. And rounding out the class is entry number 212, Beast, born January 12th, exhibited by Ryan Finkel. If I was judging, that's the one that wins. Got the best name in the whole show. That's our class. The two advancing out of this will come right back in for our champion drive. Looks like we're ready for comments in split number 2.
Another really exciting class of steer calves here in the ring, and the young lady with the smoke silver-colored calf that's going to come out here and start us off out of the two that we pulled. One that just really has a lot of muscle and a lot of jam, especially when you get up on behind that one. Really love the width and the expression that one has carrying down through that lower quarter and that stifle. The hip and hind leg posture on that one, I can really get behind how soft-footed that one is and just flexible at the ground. If we were just to maybe soften that one up through that one's mid-skeleton, I could see that helping that one out a bit. But in terms of just market fundamentals, width and muscle and stoutness, I think that one kind of checks the boxes here in this particular group of steer calves. Then the one that's going to follow up that's in behind here is this peach-colored one that's really cool in terms of pieces and tricked out look from the side. Love that one's neck and how skinny and refined it is. Softness of center body, rear rib and flank as well in particular. The stoutness down low that one has at the ground is quite impressive as well. If I were just to knock on that one, I'd like to see that one have a shot more frame, just be a bit bigger in terms of its outline. But one that definitely has some cool pieces and is highly presented for that young lady, and I'm excited to get them back out here for the drive. The 4 remaining are also practical and useful in terms of their build and their design. All 4 of them I see being easy feeding and product-oriented calves as they mature in the next year. It'll be exciting to see these projects for these young kids on down the road. So let's give them all a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge. And advancing out of split number 2, coming into our champion drive in no particular order, entry number 207, Lil Smoke by Rebecca Porter. Also advancing is entry number 209, Upchuck, exhibited by Katie Kolonowski. Them two will be vying for our Grand and Reserve Grand Prospect steers. As soon as they come around, we will be bringing in the 4 steers. The champion steer will be receiving a check for $690 and Reserve will receive $460. If anybody is wanting a program for tomorrow, go over to the co-op building or the show office. They are already printed. So if you'd like a program for tomorrow, go ahead and go grab one right now. Okay, now I can announce them. Out of our first split was entry number 205, Sammy, exhibited by Caitlin or Kirk Rutten. Not sure which one's out there, but next in is entry number 206, Midnight, by Blake Fisk. And out of split number 2, we have entry number 207, Lil Smoke, by Rebecca Porter. And also advancing out of split number 2 is entry number 209, Upchuck, by Katie Kolonowski. These 4 steers are vying for a check for $690 for our Grand Champion, and our Reserve Grand Champion will be $460. Again, our sponsorship is the Cattlemen's Classic Golf Tournament in Swift Current. Thank you to them for sponsoring this. While our judge is having a good look, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, we'll start with our showmanship. So be ready, 9 o'clock. I'm assuming we're starting with our peewees, working up to our seniors. And our judge for today is also doing the showmanship. He's got a big job tomorrow. There's a lot of kids. This has been our largest entry ever to the Young Ranchman's All Breeds Livestock Show. If I ain't mistaken, I think there's somewhere around 130 juniors. I don't know, 170 or 180 head of cattle. So it is one heck of a show that they've put on here, and it's the largest to date. Again, that is a big attribute to the committee, the sponsors, and the phenomenal show that we get to partake in here today and tomorrow. Looks like we're ready for our comments on our champion drive, our prospect steers.
Let's give these steer exhibitors a round of applause. It's been a fantastic steer show out here this afternoon. Now, the numbers weren't as heavy as the Heifer show, but the quality was no shortage out of those two classes of steers, and I commend all of you juniors on doing that. And bringing out and working on these prospect steers is no easy job, so I commend you all, as well as the presentation of all of them from top to bottom. So congratulations to everybody, not just the ones that are in here at the ring at this time, but really awesome set of 4 steers out here that all have some quality to them in terms of market fundamentals and the checklists that I'm kind of looking for when I'm selecting these steers. They got some look, they got some stoutness and power and muscle and feeding ability. Really, really exciting to see these things grow and mature on down the road. I'm not sure what the plans are for all these steers that have come through the ring here today, but it'll be exciting to see them on down the road. So once again, just thank you to all the sponsors. The people involved, the ring help has been fantastic, and the organization of the entire show this afternoon, to DLMS and the photography. It's been incredible and second to none. So let's give all those people one more round of applause. And lastly, I know I'll be doing showmanship tomorrow, but for all you exhibitors today, I just challenge you to go back to your trailers and make sure that you give your parents and your family and everybody involved a hug and tell them that you love them and thank them for taking the time. This is a real busy time of year for a lot of people that are in the agriculture industry, so to be able to take time out of the schedule to come to these events is really, really awesome, and I love to see the overwhelming amount of numbers in terms of kids and cattle here this year. So I challenge all you exhibitors just to go back and give your thanks to your family and the people that are able to make all this possible, because without them, I don't think any of you guys would be able to do this. So just be sure to give your thanks to them. But with that being said, I'm going to go out and show you the 2 steers that I like out of these 2 classes, and phenomenal show. Let's just give them one more round of applause, and I'll show you the 2 that I like. Thank you.
Grand champion out of split number 1 is entry number 206, Midnight, exhibited by Blake Fisk. And our reserve grand champion out of split number 2, entry number 207, Lil Smoke, exhibited by Rebecca Porter. Congratulations to all 4 members in the champion drive. And again, grand champion received a check for $690, and reserve grand champion received a check for $460. At 5:30, supper will be ready over at the camp kitchen there, the trailer. And as soon as we're done with pictures, I'm sure everybody will be heading over that way. And again, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, we will be starting with our showmanship with our juniors, or our peewees first, juniors, intermediates, and then seniors. Again, we will see everybody tomorrow morning. Probably not Stacy till a little bit later. I'm sure she'll be a little tired in the morning, but we'll see everybody else first thing in the morning. We'll see everybody then.
So won't you touch this heart that doesn't have a song to sing, and sing it to me. Sing it to me.
Got in your hand. Sometimes you need